So, what do you have to do to prevent the fish from dying without oxygen?
Well, hey, as far as oxygen goes, really there are three things that trout need out there. Number one is temperature. Well, we got that because we got cold water from deep in Lake Lanier. Number two is oxygen. And number three is flow. Okay, but where oxygen's concerned, we actually purchase oxygen in bulk. And that's what's out there in that tank. That's liquid oxygen under pressure. But then we meter it into the head of each raceway section, a little bit at a time. And by the time it goes from that tank through a pipeline to an oxygenating box, it is turned into a gas, a very highly concentrated oxygen gas. So as the water falls through the box where that oxygen concentration is, that water picks that oxygen up very efficiently and then sends it down the whole raceway to the fish. You know, we're raising trout, and trout require a lot of oxygen. That's why we have a bulk oxygen tank out there. During the summer, we use more oxygen because they need it. Temperatures are warmer. During the winter, we don't use as much because temperatures are colder, and there's already a lot of oxygen in the water we give them. So it's just a matter of using a meter and looking at the oxygen levels wherever we're interested in them, and then like tweaking the oxygen system for a little bit more or a little less on any given day.
Do the fishes jump out of the water?
Not typically. The water is really instinctually they want to stay in the water. Sometimes they have good days, sometimes they have bad days, but that's where life-sustaining water and oxygen and flow is. If they jump out, and I don't see them jump out, they're gonna die. But occasionally, and especially in the fall, when we start battling episodes of parasite infections, the fish get irritated by a little bug called ick. I don't know if you've ever heard of ick, but if you've ever had an aquarium, maybe you've heard of ick. Ick is a microscopic parasite that gets on the skin and gills of fish and kind of irritates them. And so sometimes the fish will literally jump out of the water when they're, infected by a parasite like that. But for the most part, we have deflector screens out there, and we keep the water level just right in the particular troughs that they either, if they jump, they're going to hit a concrete wall or an aluminum screen and bounce right back into the raceway. So for the most part, that's not a big problem.
Thank you.
Okay, great.